Emotional intelligence. What is it and where did it come from? And why is it so important to what we do today? There are still many questions surrounding when emotional intelligence was first spoken about and published. It dates back to the 1950s, where articles actually made reference to multiple forms of intelligence, and they really started to question the impact that our emotions were having on us. It wasn't until the 1990s that Peter Salovey and Jack Mayer started writing articles and actually made reference specifically to the words emotional intelligence. In 1995, Daniel Goleman, who we now see as the godfather of emotional intelligence, first published his book, and he really brought that term emotional intelligence to life and started to make it popular. Today, emotional intelligence is spoken about all across the world, and it's fantastic to see it coming into conversations so more, and people really understanding how important it is, just like IQ is. So what is emotional intelligence? Emotional intelligence is all about what actually makes us tick. So what is it that makes us the way that we are, that's created our core beliefs and values, and the decisions that we make along the way? It's also about what makes other people tick and the impact that we have on other people with our emotions and our reactions and the way that we communicate. Emotional intelligence is pretty much all about, it's not really about what you know or what you can do. It's more about how and why you actually do it. It's the real purpose behind what we do and where we're heading. There are 5 key factors of emotional intelligence. Now, when I say 5, there are many scientists that have looked into them, and you'll find that when you look into it as well, there are different names for them. But basically, they all come down to 5 key areas as such. And that's around self-awareness, self-regulation, motivation, communication, or somebody say social skills, and people skills, which is often referred to in many references as empathy. These 5 areas show you that emotional intelligence occurs every time we're around people, and in fact, even when we're not. Anything that enters through our mind is part of emotional intelligence. It's going in through our mind and in through our amygdala. Now, our amygdala is the part in our mind and in our brain that actually deals with all of our emotional intelligence, and it sends the emotional response down to our body. It is that emotional response that then decides exactly how we're going to react in certain situations. So the better you are, or the stronger your emotional intelligence skills are, the more you get to know yourself, and the better that you can actually control yourself in certain situations. So one of the most common things that people actually look into emotional intelligence for is to understand how to control their emotions. Now, the great thing about emotional intelligence is that the more you understand it, the more you know that the only thing that you can control in this whole entire world is yourself. You cannot control what anybody else says or what anybody else does. You cannot control what's going to happen around you, events, occurrences. The only thing that you can control is what you choose to say, how you choose to react, and what you choose to do. The stronger your emotional intelligence is and the more developed it is, the more control you have over those choices. There are so many times when we think that we don't have a choice, or we're forced to do something, or we have to do it. The example that makes it really easy is to question, why do you get out of bed in the morning? What is it that gets you out of bed? Now, it's easy to say it's the alarm, or it's easy to say I have to go to work, or I have to go to school, or I'm getting the kids up, or I don't have a choice, I have to get up. But actually, we do have a choice. We always have a choice. Now, you could choose to stay in bed. You could choose not to get up. Of course, there are consequences to every single decision that we make. But under every decision that we make is an emotional driver. And that emotional driver is the real reason that we do what we do. And that generally comes back to core emotions, such as providing security, or feeling like you've made a difference to somebody else's life, or you're leaving a legacy behind. It's putting a roof over your head. It's making sure that your kids have a secure future. So emotional intelligence is so important because it's all about you, it's all about your purpose, and it's all about the impact that you make on the world around you. Thanks for watching.